them. Do we have enough for a quorum? Yeah, we do have enough for a quorum. Hi, hi. Do you want to sit in that seat tonight?
Is she not coming?
She is coming, but there's an issue. She has to be reappointed. So she's not a voting member tonight, but she will discuss the item, and you guys have a quorum to vote
Okay.
on the item. So, until she's appointed, and we took care of that today, so next meeting she'll be officially back.
That was her her question.
Yeah, because I
About,
think mine is
yeah.
expiring too,
No, yours isn't expired.
March or something?
No, because I think, you were appointed by
Galvin.
Galvin.
Okay,
His
Galvin.
term was extended, so your
So you
term is
extended.
extended as well. We just need to get it updated on the city webpage.
Okay.
But,
Can we start and we can have this discussion?
Right, definitely.
we can.
Because, time is flying.
Wait, let me take a group picture before. Eduardo, whenever you're ready, let me know. Yeah, we're live already?
Oh, so we've been live?
That's okay.
We've been having sidebars.
It says you from
We didn't know we were really.
You have to change the title, Women Commission? Commission for Women.
Alright. We call this meeting to order.
At 7:09?
Meeting called to order at 7:09 PM. We've established our quorum, so let us please stand and, for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Lavaseur, we ready for roll call of the board members, please?
Madam Chairwoman, you do, as you said, you do have a quorum, so roll call. Dr. Demerit,
Present.
Dr. Etienne,
Present.
Nora Glipman,
Pleasant.
Rose Gompierre,
Present.
Dr. Blemure. Madam Chairman, you do have a quorum. You may continue.
Thank you. All right, do we have any amendments to the agenda for the evening? I would like to add, under announcement, if that's okay, the Power and Influence Luncheon.
Power and
Power and Influence
Luncheon.
Luncheon by Global Innovative Foundation.
Okay.
Which a nonprofit 501c3 organization.
What date is that being held?
March 24th, Friday, March 24th, 2023, at the Biltmore Hotel, 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Okay, thank you. We'll put that under announcement.
Okay.
All right. Okay, do we have any other amendments to the agenda? Okay. All in favor to approving the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Aye.
The agenda has been approved. We may proceed to the approval of minutes.
Yeah. Grab it for me. I'm sorry, I forgot my agenda. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Mhm. Thank you. With the approval of minutes from the last minute, there is no changes.
Everyone received a copy of the minutes?
No, the copy of the minutes are delayed as my office has changed, so my files are being transferred over. So you will have it before the next meeting.
All right, so can we get a motion to table the approval of the minutes?
Yes.
It's been, you made a motion?
I make a motion to
Table
table it in the
the
next
minutes?
meeting.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. All right, do we have any special presentations this evening?
No, we do
Okay.
not.
Okay, we'll move to a new discussion. The Chinese Tea Party by a board member, Narissa Glickman.
Finally. So I have talked to a few people, and since we have the National Woman of the Month this month, and I think that we have the event supposedly is next month, and so I'm proposing to the board to have the event with the National Woman of the Month together, host it together, so we can get a more interesting and nice woman to come to the event, and I would like to see if anybody agree.
For clarification,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Estime Irvin had extended an invitation to partner up with the Commission for Women to hold a reception for Women's History Month. It is proposed that we combine the Tea Party with that event. I think it's an appropriate, it's really, if everything falls, I think it's appropriate because it is a reception and you will be inviting women of the community to come and join you. And I believe the purpose of the Tea Party was so that you guys can conduct a mini survey and questionnaire to the visitors. I think this would be a great opportunity as it is Women History, International Women History Day, that particular day. And the proposed date was March 8th, I believe.
That's very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have, because I believe I have another engagement on March 8th. Let me just check my calendar.
Do
Is
we
it
have a
the
tentative
evening,
time?
right? Is it even in the evening?
It's in the evening. It would
Oh,
be in the
that's good.
evening.
Okay.
I think the proposed time is 6:30 to allow people to get out of work, leave, and be able to make it. The proposed location from the vice mayor and her request was for Mocha Museum. I did put in a request for a previous date. I just need your approval to move forward, and I can request it for that particular night.
Do we have any discussion, board member?
Question, do we have the meeting on the third Tuesday of the month also on March?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'm in favor of the event on March 8th.
Okay.
Maybe we
Any-
have to tell her later.
Any further discussion?
No, I think we have to acknowledge our vice, and then bring her up to speed so that we can,
Okay,
yeah.
March 8th.
we'll go ahead and, at this time, and acknowledge our vice chair, Dr. Naomi Blamure, and bring her up to speed. Dr. Nora Glickman, can you please state the agenda item that we're in and
We are discussing the Chinese Tea Party.
what I'm looking for this?
Yes,
Mhm.
and
Go ahead.
we are going to have this in partner with the city and to have the day on March 8th in the evening with the National Woman of the Month. since it's
For
on
Women
March.
International History Month, it's
Yeah.
that particular History Month, but it's that Women
International
International
Day.
Women's History Day.
Oh, that's the
That
date.
day,
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Any?
Some clarification, so,
So the vice mayor
Thank you.
has suggested that we combine efforts instead of us doing a separate activity like we discussed, to go ahead and combine with the city of North Miami to do a, I guess, dinner of some sort.
It's a
And-
reception,
A
so it wouldn't,
reception,
yeah,
okay.
it would be the tea party that you guys were planning as opposed to,
Right, so we would be combining that tea party and our efforts to do something on that day, which is March the 8th, potentially 6:30 at the MoCA Museum. So we're just taking a vote to see if we want to move forward with that plan.
so, so just to clarify, what Dr. Florimond had suggested before is now off the table? Is that what's happening?
no,
We're
this
not
is
there
the
yet.
Chinese tea party.
Right,
That-
the Chinese Tea Party was supposed to happen today.
It was supposed to happen today, it was not planned. And the suggestion is to move the date to Women International Day, which is March 8th. So that,
Right, that is also the date of Dr. Florimond's event, yes.
I'm under the impression it was March 9th.
Oh,
No,
it was
it was
It
March
was a
the 8th.
two-day event. It was a two-day.
two-day event. One of the days was
March.
March
That's true.
International Women's Day.
I believe, she's on her way, so she could give more clarification, but I believe that, per my understanding, if I'm wrong, you can correct me, it was supposed to be a two-day event. The first day was supposed to be the opening of your, conference.
Yeah.
And per my conversation with the update that she will be giving to you, it's a one-day event now because it hasn't been planned. And I think it's a partnership with UM. And if you guys are still working on the two-day event type situation, I think the opening reception to that plays well. And also it can, your tea party that you guys have been trying to have for a while, it can be properly planned and you guys can move forward that way, but it's up to you. It's just a suggestion. It's not a you must do. It's up to you on how you want to move forward.
At the last meeting, I did ask the vice chairwoman and Dr. Flairmont and Dr. Demerit to work on a proposal, and so we can have something ready for today. So I'm hoping that we will hear something for today as to what the next step would be.
Just a clarification, when we were leaving, you mentioned that there should be a committee and that you wanted me to be a part of that committee, but outside of that conversation, there have been no conversations.
See, my impression was once I asked the three of you to work on it, that there would be conversation. Because I was told that we could have conversation as long as we're planning something that we're
Once
not-
an item is
has been voted
passed,
on.
it's no longer an item that you guys are going to vote. You already voted on it. It's already been approved.
Mhm.
You can discuss among each other that, because it's already been approved. And because it's a planning of an event, you guys have to discuss, because I think there's a misunderstanding about my role. My role is not to plan your event.
Correct.
My role is to be a liaison to the city. Like if you want to, let's say, rent a facility, I can be that person to ask for the facility. I can assist with sending out invitations, but you guys would have to give me who I'm sending it to. I'm really supposed to just keep time and help you create your agendas. So you guys have to do the planning, and if I am able to help in any way, I'm open to helping. But once you guys pass an agenda, the planning is on you. I will pay for your vendors because I'm the only one that has access to the funding in that sense, but you guys have to approve those fundings. Anything you fundraise, if it's deposited into the city account, again, as long as you guys approve it and you give me a directive, hey, you need to pay this vendor, I can do that. But I can't plan your events for you. I think you guys need to have better communications in terms of your planning so that everybody's on the same page. So moving forward, if we could have a discussion on if the conference is going to proceed, how it's going to proceed, and who's going to chair it, so that right now, realistically speaking, I don't think a 3-day conference is realistic, or 2-day conference is realistic. Manu did text and said she's on her way. She can give you a better clarification, because I do know that per my conversation with her for this agenda, she said she had spoken to UM and there was a possibility of a partnership and sponsorship with them. She can give you better details than I can, because I'm not the one that had those conversations. And maybe you can move forward in planning it from there, but be better prepared for next year or a later date to do your conference.
So just for clarification purposes, Madam Chair, who was the chair for this conference?
Well, the whole idea for putting the conference together was Dr. Fleurmont.
Correct,
So I asked her to chair that. And
correct.
you would co-chair it with her, because I wanted your input, because you had said you have experience with business, and that would be great.
My experience, yes, I have a lot experience in a lot of things, but however, if we are going to designate a specific role to be done, it has to be very clear. Because if
It was
I
quite
was,
clear.
I don't think it was clear. I don't think it was clear
It was her
because
project.
it's her project, but if she is the chair for the project, right? Because you can propose something, but you're not necessarily the chair. If she is the person who proposed it and she is the chair, then all communications from the time we left here would have came from her, setting up the meeting for myself and Dr. Demarit to meet with her and immediately proceed with the save the date.
Well, why don't we table that conversation
Conversation
until she
and
gets
have-
here? Because
Maybe there was
it was very clear when we left here that she proposed the project, she had the idea, and I asked us to create a committee to do it. And I specifically asked the three of you to work on it. So from there on, I'm not sure what took place after that. So let's wait until she comes, and then we can further discuss it.
Okay.
And then I have just one more clarity, because going forward, I do not want to have the sidebar conversations where it's not clear, and then there is an expectation that is not met. So,
Can we please table that conversation?
no,
until the
I'm not
members
speaking
here?
about that one. I'm speaking
Oh,
about.
about hers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, is it the understanding that we are now on International Women's Day partnering with the city, and we are having the Chinese tea event? Is that correct?
We have not
You-
voted on
You haven't
this? We
voted
have
on
not
it yet. This
discussed
is
it?
a discussion.
It's a
to-
proposed idea that was just
Perfect.
brought up to us.
I'm just getting clarification, so I know exactly what's going on. So it is proposed.
Mhm.
Just for the record, just to let everybody know, I already have another commitment for March 8th. I will not be available for that day. I've just checked my calendar, and I've also checked that flyers already been out with my name and pictures and stuff already for an event from 7 to 9 with the Haitian American Nurses Association. So. Yeah.
Again, it's a proposed date. It's not written in sand. It's a suggestion because board member really wants to have it happen, and I would hope that we can make it happen for her. And you guys did pass it, and sadly, it was supposed to be today. But I think it's something that can still be salvaged.
So are we voting on it now?
Yes, please. May I?
I think the challenge, I think the challenge.
Shall we wait for,
Yes, because the challenge is that
she's in,
she has the information that we need to clarify the two dates and all that's happening.
She's
So
here
we-
now. She's here now.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
we'll really need her to chime in.
Yeah, so I think the first thing you guys would need to agree upon is a date. And, well, first of all, you would need to agree on if you would want to hold the event in March, if or at all. And if so, a date. So those would be the two things that you guys would need to discuss.
Did you get a chance to meet with,
No.
how about you just mention about the item, the last one?
Okay, so, we're gonna move to the next item. We'll come back to item A and B under, new discussion. We'll continue with any public hearing. Right now, we, open it to the public. I wanted to acknowledge, she's not here.
She went to open the door for Manu.
Okay. Any public hearing?
Questions? No.
Well, we do have someone in the audience. Just wanted to acknowledge Mr. Chin, who's here with us this evening.
Hello.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Radio personality and so on. You could come to the mic, sir. Please come to the mic. Yes.
I say again, good evening. My name is Chechen, animateur et en fait et journaliste for 1320 in Radio Pimobuk
Said animator
and
journalist
Radio Mega.
for 1320.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Okay, you're welcome.
It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Okay, let me have a seat. That's it. Let me listen.
Okay, so the next, we did add under
Announcements.
announcements, the Power and Influence Luncheon by Global Innovative Foundation, which will be held on Friday, March 24th, 2023 at the Biltmore Hotel from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a fundraiser for the nonprofit organization to help support survivors of human trafficking, domestic violence, and gun violence. And the reason I add this item on the agenda is because we will be honoring the vice mayor, the Honorable Mary Estime Irvin. We will also have Mayor Alex Desjulmé, who will be presenting the welcome remarks at that function. So I thought it would be quite fitting to not only say congratulations to her. I know she has a function she has to attend, but nonetheless, we wanted to congratulate her ahead of time. And also, and take the opportunity to invite the board members as well to this event. All right? I'll airdrop the flyer to everybody.
And Manuela is here if you want to discuss the item. And again, I just wanted to remind you all, the reason she's not sitting up there right now is because the person who appoints her was the mayor. So her new appointment has already been sent up for her appointment. It just isn't official yet because it hasn't been approved on the dais. But she can discuss, and you guys would be the voting members.
Okay, any questions on the item that I just brought forth about the Power and Influence Luncheon? Friday, March 24th. Yes. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Biltmore Hotel. Yeah, I'll airdrop the flyer.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Thank you.
At this time, I would like to welcome our counterpart, who's not up here with us at this time, but we know she has some item on the agenda we would like to discuss. Before you came forward, we were discussing two items. We're discussing the first item, which is the Chinese Tea Party by Board Member Norissa Glickman, and also a proposed recommendations for us to, for this board to collaborate, for the City Commission to collaborate with Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor Mary Estime Irvin on Women's Day, which is March 8th, right? To do a kickoff and opening ceremony and opening reception. And so we thought the Tea Party would be a perfect segue to come and have that reception so that all the women can network and so on. So we didn't want to vote on that item yet because we wanted to hear an update about the proposed conference that you have for Women's History Month. So can you please shed some light? Because the last time we were here, upon leaving, we did discuss that you would be chairing, she would be co-chairing, and Dr. Demerit would be, you guys would work together. So please give us some updates and where we are today with that.
Good evening, board members, and good evening, the audience that's watching us on YouTube, Facebook, etc. Good evening also to the participant. We are very happy to see you participate with us tonight. Yes. I was talking to Miss Levasseur regarding the ceremony that Vice Mayor went to do on the 8th. I said, okay, if Vice Mayor want to have an event on the 8th, why we don't collaborate with her as like to make it one event instead of doing 2 or 3 different events. So make it one because it's the one staff, one city, and it's for women. I think that it will be good that we do it all together, but I didn't know about the Tea Party. The Tea Party, I thought that we were having it tonight. Right. But since, I don't know, everything changed, that's the problem with, coordinating things with it. But me, let's make it together for now, for March 8th, and then postpone that for another day, because one of the reasons having that conference is just it's March. It's a Women National Day, so we will launch to let people know that we're here, because it's 1 year meeting. Nobody really know that. They know, but the majority of the population doesn't really meet us and talk to us and see what we have in perspective for them. So I think if we can postpone that and let's work on March 8th to have a big event to make the Tea Party and the Vice Mayor, whatever idea she has, make it, collaborate with her, have a bigger event. I think that will be good, because we don't have time to plan a 2 days of conference. That's, I don't know. Yeah,
I have a quick question. So originally, the 2 days event was the 8th and 9th. So my question is, if we are going to have an event on the 8th, have there been any preparations made, Dr. Florimore, that would allow us to have a one-day event on the 9th, or no?
No, we cannot have a one-day event. We have one event on the 8th. We're going to collaborate. That's my point. Collaborate with council.
No, you misunderstood. You misunderstood. You originally proposed a 2-day event. If we are going to use the 8th as a joint venture with the city, are you prepared to move forward with 1 day for the 9th?
I just said we can't have it. We're gonna postpone that conference because there was so much going on. He was not ready to have a
Okay.
conference in less than 15 days. It's not gonna work well. So we're gonna postpone that conference and then focus on the race, on the success of the Tea Party on the 8th, and then we schedule another date for the conference because the conference need time and budget to be,
What is your
because
date?
I already talked to some people to see if they can sponsor. I find one, but since we never had meeting to talk about it, I said, you know what, let's postpone it until we can sit down and then have a best outcome of it. Because I don't like doing things just to do it. I like doing things like to be, the outcome is successful. That's my point.
So I just want to be clear, I'm not opposed, prior to you coming, I'm not opposed to the 8th. That's not what I'm saying. If we are postponing this 2-day event, what is the date that we are postponing it for? Will it be a 2-day event or will it be a 1-day event? That's my question.
We have to plan after that, after March 8th, we have to make the best decision what we're going to do together. If we're going to continue with 2 days or if we're going to do 1-day conference.
We cannot make that decision now?
I don't know. It's depend of the council, of the members to know if it's something that you want to do, if you want to make the decision tonight or if you want to leave it for later.
I do have a couple of things. For us not to repeat the same, that the lack of planning for next time, do you propose a couple of dates and then will you plan to have a meeting with the committee?
Yes, we will do that.
Because if we had a meeting that was done, then we would come here today and make a decision and say, hey, let's not have it today, maybe we can do it another day. But apparently there was no meeting. So we don't want to have the same thing for next month. If we choose to do it for March, let's pick the 2 days that you would like for us to consider, and let's everybody look at their calendar. And as you know, everything we do, it has to coincide with the city's calendar. And that's why this Tea Party that we've been waiting for has been postponed because it had conflicted with the city's activities. Not that we
Yeah.
don't want to, but things happen, right? So,
Well-
do we want to look at our calendars or?
Well, I have a question. Were we planning to continue our monthly meeting in March 21st, right? Yes, right? So does it necessarily have to be in March for the 2-day conference?
No, I don't think so. We can do
So
it.
I propose we focus on what we want to do on the 8th,
Yes.
and we table the discussion for the 2-day conference at our next
Later.
meeting, which is the March 21st, and then we can decide on later what month we want to do it. And
That's the best thing.
Let me
That's
just
what I said.
remind the
I would agree
board,
with you.
let me just remind the board that the reason we decided to have the conference in March is because of Women History Month. And so you still have time to plan for March. The question you need to ask yourself is, will the sponsor be willing to support the activity, and will the city, will the date we select would be okay with the calendar?
Let me ask you something. Like if the Tea Party, we cannot have the Tea Party and the vice mayor. I don't know what vice mayor has and plan to do.
I thought it was a luncheon.
For
I got my
the
dates.
8th?
Yeah, I have my dates.
No, it was always open reception, like cocktails, and that's why I thought it was a good combination to make it a tea party as opposed to a reception, because you guys already had
Mhm.
the plans for a tea party. It's just a buy-in with the community. You guys wanted to do a survey at the tea party. You wanted to invite women who are within the community to the tea party, so that you could have a discussion and get their opinion. And you can still have your tea party as in a reception type event, and that's all she wanted. That's the only event she has planned is for that day. Because originally her proposed date for the open reception was the beginning of the month. However, schedules conflicted with that date. So I propose the 8th because it is Women's International History Day, and it'll be a nice contribution for the women of commission to have the event that day. But there is no other event from the vice mayor, just so that we're clear. It's only the tea party. It's only the partnership with you guys to do the tea party.
Okay, because I contacted one of the sponsors that like will be a good, very good for us if we all agree on it. I share it with Ms. Levasseur too. The conference, for them to sponsor, they will sponsor lunch, breakfast and lunch for the conference. But it has to be on healthcare and behavioral health. So I said, okay, let me contact you and see if it's something that you all agree on to have the conference on healthcare and behavioral health. It will not be too long, but I don't know if the offer is still there because, you know, we had, I didn't go back and talk to them about it tonight. One of my points is asking if you agree on accept them if they sponsor the event, they have to lead the conference. We can do everything, but the conference, the registration, people will participate on it. Everything else will be through them because they are the one that sponsored that.
And there was no discussion of a date while you were having those conversations?
No, that the discussion of the date is a March 8th and 9th. That's what I proposed to them. But now, since we have changed, I don't know if we want to do it on the 9th, so I can go back and ask them if they still willing to sponsor. And then that would be a really breakdown for us because we're not paying for the food. You know, we will be in charge of advertising only. But now it's see if they are willing to do it. You know, because it's a short, you know, notice right now. It's not gonna, I don't know. I just need to ask them if it's gonna be possible to have it on the 9th.
Dr. Florima,
Oh, sorry.
I think that's a great idea. I just think that we should just vote on March 8th. Let's identify what that's going to be, move it out of the way, and then we can start the new conversation. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so, motion?
I make a motion in favor for March 8th event in partner with the city.
Second?
You have a motion on the floor to approve a March 8th Chinese Tea Party for Women International Day. All those who approve, say aye.
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 Those that disagree? The motion has passed 5-0. The next item on your agenda is the discussion that you guys just had regarding the conference day.
So really quick, before we do that, let us clarify March 8th, exactly what is it going to be?
Okay.
What time is it going to be? Is it a luncheon? Is it a dinner? What is it?
I was working on the impression it's a reception, so a
Okay,
tea
so it's
party.
an evening reception. So it's an evening tea reception. Okay, evening tea reception at what time?
6:30.
6:30 p.m. And this is in collaboration with the City of North Miami and Vice Mayor Mary Estime Irvin
Yes.
At the Mocha Museum.
at the Mocha
The
Museum.
proposed location is the Mocha Museum. If you would allow me to get them to approve that date, because the date I originally asked them for, I don't know if March 8th is available at Mocha Museum. Doesn't mean that the event won't take place, because I can also look at the Galvin Center, other locations. But for now, the proposed location is Mocha, and that's a tentative location.
Okay, I understand at the beginning of this conversation, you stated you're not responsible to plan our events. However, you are responsible to confirm location. Can you confirm the location within the next 24 hours?
I can.
Okay.
I will send an email out tonight and hopefully get a response tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So
Mhm.
can we say by 5 p.m. tomorrow, the location will be confirmed and we will have a save the date or possible an invitation that goes out?
Yes. You guys would be in charge of creating the save the date.
Okay, so
If you
let's-
give me, yeah, if you want to share it and you want it on the city side to promote it, I can help you with that.
Is it
Yeah.
possible that the city can designate that department to create, because we don't have time.
Okay.
We have to
I-
clear everything tonight
Mhm.
and say what it's going to be. When we leave here, we know that within the next 48 hours, you will confirm a location and we will have an invitation.
Okay.
If I may,
Sure.
since this is a collaboration
Mhm.
with the vice mayor, I think it would be appropriate for the invitation to come from her office
Mhm.
and get that flyer, out as soon as possible.
Okay.
We have not branded the commission, and we're waiting for those branding to happen. So I think it would be great for that designing, whoever's going to design it, to come from her office.
Okay.
Mhm.
Also, in regards to the branding, I did put in a request for pricing that I will send to you guys by email. Since it's already passed, I just need you guys to give me the go-ahead to spend this, because it would come from your,
Spend what?
to get your branding materials, you know,
Oh,
the tablecloth
and the
stuff.
banner
Yeah.
that we talked about?
Yeah, so I'm just waiting on the quote from the person that's going to be doing all of
Would
that.
we have it in time? for
You
the
will
event?
have it in time. His turnaround is really quick.
One day?
Okay, just for the record, I did mention I have a speaking engagement already planned March 8th from 7 to 9 with the Haitian American Nurses Association. So I'm not sure if I can change that, because the flyer's already, as I mentioned, is already out to membership. So I will, the event that I'm supposed to be speaking is from 7 to 9 p.m. So I will probably come to on the 8th as we kick off the opening, but will not be for the entire event. I just
Okay.
want us to be, and the vice chair will take over after that.
Okay.
So just to clarify, by February 23rd, you will confirm location and a flyer will go out from the vice mayor's office.
Correct.
Thank you.
May I ask for an option? If, just for the one day we are giving you from the board, if you cannot get that space available, can we propose that you can go ahead to ask for the next location in Scott Alphen Center, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have a possible and a proposed. Okay. I think we don't need to vote on that, it's clear, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we can move on to the conference, back to the conference.
So, sorry, okay, so then the tea event on the 8th, in collaboration with the vice mayor, is now different from the conference, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so now we have a different committee situation. So who's in charge of the conference and who's gonna spearhead and make sure the tea is executed and operating and?
All right, I'll respond to that. Since our former board member is no longer a board member, I hereby appoint the vice chairwoman to lead that event in collaboration with Dr. Demerit, with consultation of Dr.
Wait, let me be clear. Let me be very clear.
You guys got to
You're-
work together as a
Okay, so
committee.
you're saying that I'm responsible for the conference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the T.
Not the
Who's
team.
Okay.
okay, so who's responsible for the T?
Not Dr.
Glickman?
Nora.
Nora.
This is Nora's beautiful idea, and we
Yes.
want to we want to make it
No, we just
successful.
wanna
Can I
make sure.
suggest someone
Yes.
else help her as well, because she's gonna be carrying that all by herself?
Meaning that since I'm not going to be at the event for the full duration, if there's something, you would be the
Okay, so
next
I
in
will
charge.
help Nora with the T,
Mhm.
and I will share the conference with Dr. Demerit and the consulting of Dr. Florimont. Dr. Florimont, you have the relationship, you've started the conversation and you have the relationship with the sponsor. So tomorrow I will reach out to you. We will begin that line of communication, and to ensure that by the time we come here on the 21st, we have all of our ducks in a row and we're ready to go. So now with your consultation, what date would you like to put on the floor for consideration?
So, do you guys wanna do it, in May, so we have time to promote?
So remember, we
Doing
said that
the
the problem with
Haitian-
May is that we wanted to
May
do
is-
it Women's
History.
History Month.
Yeah,
We
doing
voted
that.
already on History Month. It's already voted unless we go back and undo the vote. We've already selected 2 days during the month of
Yes, sir.
March. If we cannot do the 8th, we can do the 9th. If we cannot do the 9th, then we push it back to the end of March. Because you still have March. The March is not over yet.
Oh, so you still wanna stay in March? Because remember, we have, the next meeting in March 21st, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you think that we're gonna have time to discuss that?
No,
Dr. Etienne?
Dr.
don't need-
Florimont, we're not supposed to come back to discuss. We're supposed to come back with everything planned out.
Mhm. Everything, listen,
Jesus
once we,
Have you done conference before?
yes.
I can't do a conference in less than a month with the group of people that I used to work with. I'm sorry.
No, but that
I need, no, because,
if it's your recommendations that we push it to the very last week in March, we can.
let me contact the sponsor first to see if they don't have, if they are available for that day before I set a day, because we already in February 21st.
And can we look for other
it's
sponsors that might be I'm just
available
asking.
to do what this sponsor is doing. I don't
No.
think it's, but you may find one, but on my end, that is a 100% guarantee that everything
Will be covered.
will be very nice and standard. I don't know.
Can I suggest something, Dr. Florimont?
I'm listening.
I think that in the interest of time, if we are not positioned to do the work, it doesn't matter if we push it back to June. We're still not going to get it done. It's just a matter of, are we going to do the work? Now, we can plan something 1 month out, and if it is a situation where you've already secured a sponsor, and that sponsor is saying that they will cover the entire bill, so as long as we cover 2 major subject matters, I think it's smart of us to go with your sponsor, get a date between now and the 31st that they are comfortable with, and we make it happen. Because doing it May, June, that doesn't change. It's just the work that needs to be done. I've taken the responsibility. I will do the work. I will get it done. You've already gotten the sponsor. I agree with you. If someone is giving you 100%, you can't beat that. And by the time Dr. Etienne calls up a couple of other people, we're just going to be pushed back. So my suggestion is we go with 1 day. You find a day that your sponsor is agreeing to, and we make it happen that 1 day. we choose those 2 topics as the topics that we will present to the city, and we have a beautiful event during the month of March.
I'm feeling uncomfortable for a minute there because I want to make sure that everything is fair. This was your idea, and we're waiting on confirmation for you to be on the board back. And I want us to work very closely together to make sure that we have a successful, beautiful women's conference for the city to benefit all women in the city of North Miami. And so I'm almost hesitant to give the green light to say, let's go ahead and pick the day right this minute, because we don't really know, right?
Can we vote on it?
Can we?
On a,
Vote on what?
on
On
a
the date?
tentative date?
On a tentative date? Because guys, if you leave here without a clear instruction, the next meeting is the 21st. Nothing's happening in March. Let's not fool ourselves.
Well, we know that. The member, or the former member, whose idea and who wanted to lead the conference, because it's her, she's the one that put it together in her mind, find a sponsor. It's her project that she's bringing to us, and she feels that we should not do it in March because 1 month is not enough to promote the conference. And so I hesitate to say, let's vote on a date because she's not comfortable with the date.
So my
In March.
question, I just simply suggested, let's see how many people are comfortable in March.
Okay.
It's going to be a group
Well,
effort.
it's going to be us
Yeah.
without her input. Without.
Oh,
the
she cannot vote
She
tonight.
cannot vote. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Her
Okay,
appointment.
when will she be able to vote?
I want her to be part of this conversation, and I want to retract.
You said the sponsor was UM?
I cannot disclose that now, Dr.
Not yet,
Demary.
because it's not.
Yes, it's not confirmed
it's
yet.
not confirmed.
Yes.
That, well, because if we're talking about someone sponsor, the invoice process, like all those types of things take time anyway. You're talking about 2-3 weeks for any given entity to process an invoice, to get vendors, to do all of this other stuff. So we're already out of March anyway.
Yes.
So
For me, I don't know, but since I'm not the voice, I think that the focus should be focus on March, make March successful, and then, but the meantime, I will contact the sponsor again to see which date they have available, because they have a lot in their agenda also, and then they let me know, okay, we're gonna do it. That day I'm available, that because they have to bring the speakers, because when they are doing something, since they are a reputable company, they bring their own speakers. They don't bring anybody just to speak. So all of that will be depend of them. So that's what I said, let me contact them tomorrow. I will email them and ask. I said, okay, we vote on, we want to do it, which date you have available, and then they will let us know when, and because it's gonna take time for them to say yes. But if they said yes, we good. We don't have to touch the $5,000 that we have.
Can I make a suggestion? Oh, FYI, you don't have 5,000, you have 4,500. And that may change because of the items you're purchasing. That's why I always say sponsor, 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 sponsor. You guys already voted on the event. The event is a go.
That's what
The
I said.
date doesn't have to be discussed right now. It could be discussed among the committee, and you guys are planning it. So that means you're also planning the location and the date of the event. If she needs to go back to them tomorrow to get an answer, and if that answer is the date that you guys can,
I would prefer that we, as a board, discuss the potential
you can
dates.
discuss it. You can, because
Only-
it's already been voted on.
No, I'm talking about the new date.
A new date. No, I'm just saying, you guys can discuss that. You don't need to have a whole meeting to discuss it. You already voted to pass, to have the event. The only thing you guys are concerned about is if that event will be in March. So that's where I would say you have to go back and void whatever you voted and redefine what it is. Because if it's a March event, then you're committed to March because that's what you voted on, to have an event
We did.
in March. But you can also go back and revote that, is what
So
I'm saying
that's-
to you, so that
I
it's
mentioned that
open.
earlier.
So that it's open. But in terms of discussing the planning, the date, the location, you guys can do that amongst each other because it's no longer a discussion item that you need to vote on. It's already been voted on. It's happening.
Okay.
You just need to clarify.
But I think
Okay,
we
so-
got this, a good example with the Tea Party that has been postponed and postponed and postponed. So therefore, since it is about women, we do have in May Mother's Day, for example. That could be a good day, another good day to organize this event.
So
this
let's
conference.
vote to cancel the March.
Excuse me, I think we need to get order. If you're going to make a motion, make a motion. And then
No,
you said
I've been
let's vote.
asking,
No,
let's
no,
vote.
No, but you
I-
cannot say let's vote, we have not made a motion.
Well, okay, so I'm
a
asking,
motion.
do you guys want to vote to cancel it? I don't
That's not what you
know.
just said. You said let's vote. I said make a motion if you want to vote on something.
I'm not gonna make the motion on that. Is not my item. I'm
Okay.
just asking you guys, do you guys want to vote to cancel the event, or do we want to vote to have an event during March?
May I make a motion to postpone the event to later day, perhaps on Mother Day on May? Will that, and we can discuss further on the May 17 meeting. Do I have anyone to support this?
The May, or you mean March 21st?
Yeah.
We will have the meeting, the next meeting is March 17,
21st.
21st, yeah, and then we will discuss further, but we are going to postpone the event, the conference, until later day, perhaps on May. Tentative on May.
Can I? Okay. Can I? Okay. Tomorrow I will call the sponsor again to ask them for a date because I think they have a conference in May 19 or 18. I'm not sure of the date because I'm one of the speaker of that event. So let's wait. And then when I have the information from them, they confirm they're gonna pay for everything for us. So now I will have a meeting with, send an email to Ms. Levasseur so she can send it over to you, and we can decide on a date. Like if they said, okay, May is not good for me, or March is good, whatever the outcome is tomorrow, or like during the week, I will send an email and let her know so she can communicate with all of you.
Again, I repeat, we still have a vote to move forward for March that needs to be vacated. And you guys have to amend that so that it's an open date. That's all you have to do. Make it an open date. If it happened in March, it happens in March. But if it can't happen in March, then it can't happen in March. You just have to vacate that vote.
So I would like to make a motion that we vacate the
Excuse
previous.
me. There's been a motion on the floor, so you just made a motion. We have not addressed that motion yet. So
okay.
does that mean
I
we
give you
killed
a-
your motion?
It's okay, you can kill me anytime.
The motion failed. Okay, so we can start with your motion.
Okay, so I would like to propose a motion that we vacate the previous conference established date of March the 8th and 9th and propose that we leave it open for an amended date before but no later than to be established by March 21st.
Second.
You have a floor to vacate the previous vote for your March conference to a new date to be announced. All in agreement for that proposal?
Aye.
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 All against? Anyone against it? Your motion passed 5-0.
Okay, just recommendations on what I'm hearing for Mother's Day. Usually the mayors, don't they do something on Mother's Day with
The city does
the city does something, so once again, we would be in conflict with that date.
If it's Mother's Day,
Mhm.
it would be a conflict, because I do know that there's events happening, because it's not just Mother's Day, remember, that's Haitian Heritage Month, so there's gonna be an event happening all throughout the month of May. So you just have to let us know, just so you know, I've been in, I've been in contact with the dates and trying to confirm them for you guys, and they're just waiting on us to give them a date. So if you do have a date, as soon as you can let us know, we can hold a place for you. Or I don't even know what the proposed location would be for the conference, but what I have in my mind, if it is that location, then
So why don't we just wait for the proposed date from the
Yeah.
sponsor?
Yeah.
And then you let Patricia know, and then we can,
again, you guys can discuss it among each other.
oh, that's.
Because only reason I'm saying this is I'm not available the 27th through the 2nd. And I don't want you guys to wait on me to confirm the date. You can have a discussion amongst each other. You already voted on the item. We already know it's a move forward, and you guys are planning. So you have a committee. So I'm happy for you guys to share it with me so that I can share it with the city and make sure that it's cleared. But I just don't want you guys waiting on me to share it so that you have a date.
Okay, that sounds fair.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
We're not finished with the meeting.
No?
We still in a motion.
Oh.
I think we need to have
That's my
some order
motion.
in the house.
That's my motion for the day.
I know. So we all agree that we postpone for a later date. And Dr. Flormont will get back to us with the sponsor's decision on that proposed date.
Yes.
Okay, we could do that through text. You know?
Yes, yes.
All
I
right.
would text you.
Okay, so the last item on the agenda is question and answers. Do we have any questions from the public or anybody? I was acknowledging you before. Can you come to the podium and just say hello to everybody and introduce yourself? Because we want to make sure we recognize you.
Hello, I am Vice Mayor Angelina Florimo on the North Miami Youth City Council. Hello, everyone. Happy Black History Month. I enjoyed listening to what you guys were discussing.
Okay. And anything you think we can work with your council for? If we can collaborate on any projects, this would be a perfect opportunity to share.
Actually, I did want to speak with you guys on that. We actually just discussed an event for March that we are also having for Women's History Month. And possibly we can see if we can have a partnership there, but we'd have to discuss it. Would that have to be voted on? No, right? Okay. Yeah, so we can work on if you guys would like to partner. We do not have a set date yet for the event, but we're basically bringing, it's more oriented toward youth, but we are bringing in women to come speak and present, and so that, and also youth members, young ladies, so that they can learn more and, make that connection,
Would it be appropriate to make a motion to open that door to collaborate? So moving forward, if they do come up with a day and time, they can just reach out. We wouldn't have to come back here to make a decision about that. Or we don't even have to make a motion. We can just.
You don't even have to make a motion. If you want to partner up,
What are the projects we're collaborating on specifically?
They want to do a project for Women History Month, geared towards the youth. They want to have women come in and mentor, because I don't know, FYI, the youth council this year is an all-woman council.
Yeah.
So they want to have women come in for Women History Month to basically give a word of encouragement, mentor, talk to the young youth in our community, both male and female, but it's targeted towards women, but it's not closed off to the male portion as well, as their way of celebrating Women History Month. So I think your counterparts, you're all doctors and leaders in our community, and I think it would be a great way to collaborate with them.
Well, I will extend myself to you, so whatever you guys come up with, and whatever support you need, just let me know. I'll reach back out to this board, and whoever can come and support that, we'll do that. So I'll give you my contact information, so you can reach out.
All right, thank you. I would also like everyone else's contact information so we can work that out. But it gives all of you an opportunity, if you guys have any organizations specifically geared towards women, not limited to, so that we can have that partnership, and you can also present yourself and, help promote that organization also at the event.
Okay.
You
I
have
think-
my full
I think
support
that's
as well.
great. I think that's great. What we'll do a sign-in sheet for you right now, so you can have our contact, and then you can reach out, okay? And congratulations on that initiative. I think that's great, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much.
All
I
right.
will be sharing your contact information with our city clerk and city attorney, as well as our
Do
other
you need
council
our email
members, and
as well?
preferably.
Okay.
Were you planning to be here on our next board meeting to have your woman to speak with us?
We have our meetings on the same days. So right before you guys, we have our meetings. So like today, we had our first meeting. So I can speak with other council members to have them be here. I'm not certain that could happen, but I can have them ask if they can come and be here for your meeting so we can discuss. But we do not have to vote to discuss. We can vote internally out of here.
That would be interesting. Thank you.
No problem.
We would love to invite your youth council to our next meeting, so they can also see us in action. And if they have any questions, see how we function, we can ask them some questions as well. I think that's great to have that collaboration open,
Okay.
and it will be limitless. Awesome work. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Last, Mr. Chen, did you want to say anything? You good? All right. So I want to thank Dr. Emanuela Fleurmont for her presentation this afternoon, and we want you back. We can't wait to have you back, okay? So I just wanted us to be that. All right. So I think that's it for us. Do we have any questions for the council? For the board?
No questions. I just want to say Happy New Year to all the women in the city of North Miami. We did not have our first meeting in January, so I definitely wanted to do that. Happy Black History Month as well. I know that there are a lot of events going on. And we know that next month we'll be celebrating Women's History Month, but we do want to recognize those that have trailblazed the way for us, both male and female, and that have truly marked the way. And so because of the work that they have done, because of their sacrifices, we can sit here and we can serve, and we can lead in the way that we are doing. I wanted to talk a little bit about how do we actually invite women to our meetings now. It's not a year yet, but we're coming up on the year. And I know that we have not yet engaged the woman. And I think that this is the right time to, I feel like we should have started already. However, I think now that we are at this point and we are planning a tea, we are planning a future conference with Dr. Florimont, I think we should take the time to discuss how do we begin to reach out to the women in the city, let them know that we are here, email them our mission, our vision, and every month for us to start packing this place out for the women to tell us about their needs, about their struggles, about their challenges, so that we can begin to start proposing policy to change the lives of these women, which is really essentially what we are here to do. So I would bring that forward so that we can actually begin to hear from them and have them involved. You know, I think it's time we stop having meetings with just ourselves and have the women come out and let them speak up. Thank you.
Well, we've had a beautiful, like you said, a beautiful year so far, and we did have women come speak to with us. We've had representatives from Barry University. We've had several other guests come to our meeting. I wanted to announce that I did participate in the Vice Mayor's human trafficking presentation that was done for the youth recently. I also participate in the Heritage, which is the Haitian musical production that was put together for Black History, and so we are working. Our presence are being felt. Dr. Florimont was also part of that committee for the Heritage and did a beautiful job with that. And so we just want to congratulate y'all, De Rose, for doing such an amazing production last Saturday. And the city participated, and I was one of the MCs for that particular event here at the City of North Miami. So I think little by little, we're making progress, and eventually, once we get our brand out there, I think we'll do just fine. And so if there are no other discussion from the board, we could entertain a motion for adjournment.
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
All right, it is 8:20 p.m. I would like to, before we adjourn, I want to make sure we give an early birthday send-off to Miss Patricia Levasseur. His birthday is coming up this weekend. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
We're not going to sing, but we want to wish you the best. We want to thank you for all you do. And you have been amazing to work with. And we want to continue that working relationship with you. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yes?
I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. If for the Tea Party, are we recognize any woman, or we're not doing this just?
That's a
Of
committee.
course.
I believe
course.
Nora and Dr. Lemire will be discussing,
Okay.
working on that tea party.
Especially the vice mayor is
Do
going
you
to
have- do you
recognize
have
some
any-
woman. I believe
Hmm?
that,
Do
right?
you have any recommendations?
Yes, there's one recommendation I have for you, but I don't want to say it
In public?
in public.
It's a
Okay.
private secret.
Yes, a
Okay,
secret.
I
I will
understand.
talk to. We can discuss among. Yeah, just say.
Email to me.
I will discuss it with you, and then that will be nice if we pick up some, women that's been working hard, in like your community, my community, the Hispanic community. So even we pick up 3, because that would be nice to
I'll-
give them something.
We will do a little recognition certificate. I think
Yes.
it's okay, right?
Or we will look to see if we find, like, let's all look for sponsors to see if we can have something, nice to give to them.
Like what?
Like an award, nice awards for
Okay.
being a hard worker woman. I talk to you in private.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I must entertain a motion to adjourn.
Thank
I have
you.
other commitments.
Good night.
Yes.
Did we get a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.